All right, seventh grade, we are back today with lesson 3. So today we're going to do a close read of pages 21 through 23. We're also going to start building your background knowledge of the topic. So looking at the entrance ticket on Unit 1, Lesson 3, it's on page 12. And I'm assuming that was supposed to be, oh yeah, it is 13. It's just too big. So let me fix this so that it fits on the slide. There we go. All right, guys, I want you to go ahead and look at your entrance ticket now, page 12 and 13. I'm also going to pull up the entrance ticket. Let's see, entrance ticket. Yep. All right. So complete the chart below listing the title of the section discussed in class and the gist. Then identify and briefly explain the text structure of that question. Hang on. So we are reading. So I want you guys to fill this part out for page 23, which is Grant's legacy. Grant. I'm not sure exactly how to say that. So I want you guys to fill that out for what we will be reading today. So in looking at, since I'll find it back, so you're going to put the title in the section and the gist. This is, yeah. So in order to do that, I want you guys to go ahead and briefly skim and read pages 21 through 23. And that's what you're going to use to fill this entrance ticket in. Then at the bottom, you've got a couple questions. What are some habits of character and academic mindsets you have learned about in this class? We talked about some yesterday. And what were some of the habits of character or mindsets that allowed John Grant to make the discoveries he did, and use evidence from the text to support your response. So this might take you guys a little bit longer because I want you to go ahead and pre-read those 2 pages. So that can be our first read for today. After you've done that, go ahead and answer this, and then you guys can discuss as a class, and then we'll come back together. All right, guys. So now that you've done that, we have 3 learning targets today. The first one is I can identify the structures Peters uses to organize pages 21 through 23. I can explain how sections of patient 0 contribute to the whole chapter. And I can select, we're not going to do this one, scratch this one. All right. One vocabulary word I need you to add today is contribute, to give for a reason or to help develop. Go ahead and pause the video and add that word now. All right, guys, so now we're going to move into a close read. So you guys have already had an opportunity to do a first read of 21 through 23, but at this moment in time, I'm going to ask that we do it again. And this time, we're looking at this through a different lens. We're looking at this as a close reader. So we're rereading the text one sentence at a time, underlining things you understand or know about, circle or underline words you don't know. Use strategies to figure out the meanings of words you do know. Talk with your partner or a group about the text. Ask questions to show your understanding. Go back to the text to find answers to questions. Listen to the questions others ask about the text. So at this time, let's go ahead and do a second read, a close read of 21 and 23, keeping all these things in mind. So go ahead and pause the video and begin to work through this now. All right, guys. So we are, and I'm just double checking with everything that I have today because this actual module has changed a little bit. So I just want to check and make sure that you guys have the same thing that I have pulled up here. Let's see. So we're on the close reading. No, I want to go here. Yep. Okay. All right. So let's look at this together. So now this is where we're going to work to fill in our close reading note catcher. So we're going to be kind of looking at the purpose of each section. So we've got Grant's theory is proven, and that's pages 21 and 23. And then Grant's legacy is page 22. You guys are answering this question. What is the purpose of each section? So this section and this section in those boxes. Once you finish with that, you're going to come over here and you're going to answer this culminating task question. How does the explanation of the inaccurate and incomplete information about the causes of death add to the reader's understanding of Graunt's theory and the section Graunt's legacy? Use specific evidence from the text to support your answer. I'm going to ask that you do this independently. Pause the video, take some time to do this, and then we'll come back together and have some discussion about this. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. All right, guys, so now that you've had some time to get this completed, if you haven't had time to talk about this as a class or with an elbow partner, let's go ahead and pause the video again and let you do that, kind of look at each other's answers and give some feedback. But if you have, let's go ahead and move forward and go through some answers. All right, so here's some things that you might have put in your section. So let's look specifically at Graunt's legacy. So in Graunt's legacy, you might have provided an example to explain that hundreds of years after Graunt's theory was accepted, causes of death can still be misinterpreted. Okay. Okay. This big question, how does the explanation of the inaccurate and incomplete information about the causes of death and add to the reader's understanding and the section of Graunt's legacy? Use specific evidence. So the author explains how the cause of death Graunt had access to was sometimes inaccurate or incomplete. This was because the searchers had no medical background. They could be bribed to change the cause of death, and they did not collect information from people who did not belong to their church. Graunt's theory was that the death rate increased before the plague years, and that these deaths were not from other causes, but were actually from the plague. Hundreds of years after the plague in London, his theory continues to help epidemiologists pinpoint and stop disease outbreaks today. However, the section on page 23 also explains that there is, I'm sorry, that was my son. There is still a risk of misinterpreting causes of death, which could increase the risk of missing an important clue to an impending epidemic. All right, guys, so let's go back here. We're not going to look at the independent reading research. So I'm going to go ahead and close out for today. Please make sure you've completed this, and please allow your teacher to go ahead and check over your responses, and I'll see you guys again very soon.